Yo, what is crack-a-lackin' everybody? Caveman Jack back for another reaction/review, and we are back live from the studio. Yo, hope you guys are having a very, very good week. Super excited for this week's album reaction. I have decided, after quite a long time of knowing of them, also being really, really saddened to hear about the passing of their frontman, Chester. I've decided this week to react, finally, to the incredible band Linkin Park. Some of the songs I will rattle off and tell you I do know of. Numb is a hit. Some of the songs from the Transformers films, as a kid growing up, Transformers, those movies, the Michael Bay movies, I was just in love with. I didn't really know where to start with Linkin Park. I believe they have 7 albums. I was looking at today. You guys might be able to tell me your thoughts in the comments. Let me know some of your favorite Linkin Park albums, songs, moments in their history. But I'm really, really excited to listen to this band because I know how much they have meant to a lot of people. And that's something I truly admire in music, and it's such a special thing. I think this is a great way to honour the band and honour his legacy and their legacy by having a new listener just kind of dive in out of huge curiosity. If it doesn't vibe with me, that's totally fine too. You know, like, you guys should be aware that I go into these new albums and, you know, new sounds that I'm unfamiliar with a really open mind, and I'm not going to sit here and just pretend everything's going to be great, you know, pretend everything I listen to is awesome. I will be open about stuff that doesn't hit me as much. I always appreciate the art and where it has come from. Let's get into it, guys. This is Hybrid Theory by Linkin Park. Ooh. Ooh, that's tough. Okay.
Something in here's not right today. Why am I so uptight today? Paranoia is all I got left. Face that I watch every time I lie. Face that laughs every time I fall. So I know that when it's time to sink or swim, the face inside is hearing me right underneath my skin. It's like a paranoid looking over my back. It's like a whirlwind inside of my head. Underneath my skin. I know I've got a face in me. Point out all my mistakes to me. You got a face on the inside too. Your paranoia is probably worse. I don't know what set me on first, but I know what I can't stand. Everybody acts, the fact of the matter is I can't add up to what you can, but everybody has a face that they hold inside. Face that awakes when I close my eyes. Face underneath the skin, it's like I'm paranoid. Looking over my back, it's like a whirlwind inside of my head.
Papercut, bang, start to the album. Hello, everybody. This is Linkin Park. That is how I felt on that intro track. Some super heavy, really nice sounding guitar that played consistently throughout that track. Started off with this kind of like trappy kind of, you know, like a nice beat to it. The verses, it was kind of like spitting a bit, you know. He had that flow. Chester has his classic voice. You know, it's so distinct now. And probably forever it will be a distinct voice, and it's very, very clear when he's singing. Interesting first track. It wasn't like, it didn't rock me right out of my seat, but it gave me like, hello, we are here. This is Linkin Park. Welcome to the album.
Damn, man! Oh my God, that's the baby. Yeah, that's the baby.
Cannot take this anymore. Less I hear, the less you say. You'll find that out anyway. Just like before. Everything you say to me is one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break.
Damn. Break. Damn, man. That was One Step Closer. Really like heavy song from a music perspective, while also like a thematic perspective. Someone who's almost kind of, in some regard, fed up with what's going on in their life, and they're about to break. They're at breaking point, whether that be from a really personal perspective, a friendship or a relationship. There's many ways that this song can be taken, and there's multiple depths that this song can be taken to, in terms of how the meaning of I'm about to break or one step closer. What I did really enjoy about it was the theme is dark and the music matches it. So the energy that comes off the track is very kind of like just like let your soul bare, like I'm about to break. And you can feel that through the vocal performance on the track. It's a hauntingly dark anthem, is how I would put it. That's tough as. Some electronic kind of sounding with the guitars, really tough. Oh man.
I woke up in a dream today, to the cold of the static, put my cold feet on the floor. God out loud yesterday, and I can't bring you back. It's true, the way I feel was promised by your face. I'm with you. Now I see, keeping everything inside. You. Now I see, even when I close my eyes. We fall to the floor, the rest of the day stands still. Fine line between this and that. When things go wrong, I pretend that the past isn't real. I'm trapped in this memory. You, now I see, even when I close my eyes. With you, now I see, keeping everything inside.
Ooh.
No matter how far we've come, I can't wait to see tomorrow.
Oh, that's a tough song, man. That's tough. That was With You. Felt more like someone finding passion of life or passion in their life through someone, whether it be a friend or a family member or a loved one. Everything is moving forward when I'm with you or thinking of you. And I feel like the instrumentation really kind of highlighted that message. That was probably my favorite track so far. One thing I'm really noticing is they utilize elements of what feels like kind of like rap flows. Now, this might just be my ignorance within this genre and not understanding how a lot of this music sounds, but it sounds like they've utilized or blended types of hip hop.
Forfeit the game of where somebody else takes you out of the frame and put your name to shame.
Really saturated vocals I've noticed as well on this album so far, like really close to the mic, bit of saturation. It mixes with the heavy guitar really well. I think that's part of their sound. Crazy shifts on this song.
The way I hurt myself again just to get back at you. My life, my pride is broken. You like to think you're never wrong. At least you can't run the race, the pace is too fast. You just won't before somebody else takes you out of the frame. Put your name to shame. Do it what you
One thing I'm really trying to do on this album is I believe that the subject matter on each track is actually it's a really important part of each of their songs. And the instrumentation ultimately is really strengthened by the subject matter and the emotion that is put into each of these songs. I don't think I dived into that one as much to really get the full story there. But again, like I said in the previous tracks, that kind of hip hop flow, you know, they go into this kind of like these bridges or these open spaced areas where the beat just plays and the guitar kind of just runs. And while it's running, he just starts spitting. Wow, I love how it really opens up there. It's like peace within the chaos.
There's something inside me that pulls beneath the surface. This lack of self-control I fear is never ending.
Damn.
Controlling, I can't seem to find myself again. My walls are closing in.
Not a sense of confidence. I'm convinced that there's just too much pressure to take. So insecure.
Ooh.
Crawling in my skin. These wounds, they will not heal.
This kind of outro is really like a great blend of every element on this song. Oh.
Confusing what is real.
Well, I wonder what that noise was at the start and at the end there. Bookended that track, Crawling. Like, I'm guessing they utilized the synth on that ding, 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 ding. That was really cool. It played throughout. The verses, it was kind of cool just to hear, like, I really enjoy his voice in every pocket that he goes into. And then when the choruses come in, you know, like it builds this point where he has this room to just explode on the chorus. And I don't know how he sings like this. I don't know. It's crazy how his voice is so soft. And then he has this incredible range when he hits these choruses and these hard-hitting notes. You feel the weight of his performance every single time. That song Crawling, about these wounds within him that he feels them crawling inside of him. They don't heal. The pain, it's dark, it's sad. It's impactful, it's emotional, and it's telling a story. A little bit of bubbles.
Graffiti decorations under a sky of dust. A constant wave of tension on top of broken trust. Guilty by association.
You point the finger at me again.
I wanna run away, never say goodbye. I wanna know the truth instead of wondering why. On my talk of taking action, these words were never true. Now I find myself in question.
They point the finger at me again.
Guilty by association. Gonna run away and never say goodbye.
Gonna run away, gonna run away. Gonna run away, gonna run away. Gonna run away. Gonna run away, gonna run away.
I wanna run away, never say goodbye.
Runaway, yeah, didn't really hit me as much. What I can appreciate from that track was that empowered nature of kind of stepping away from something that may be negative. This is how I'm looking at it. something negative within your life, and I'm going standing up to it, like standing up to that negative thing and going, I'm running away. I'm taking away that thing's ability to continue to debilitate me. What insecurity is stopping me from running away here? Yeah. By myself. I really, really like that track. Those verses and how that beautiful synth and the lyrics. This like it was almost like wrestling with self-doubt and having affirmations and then having those affirmations torn down by anxiety or self-doubt. I mean, I can relate to that, and I'm sure everyone, a lot of people can relate to that in some form. Let's bring this one back, because I think this is I'm guessing this is one of Linkin Park's biggest songs, and I've heard this song. I've heard that piano. That piano is super iconic, but I've never listened to this song zoning in and really focusing. I'm really excited, and I feel really privileged to finally sit down and really take this song in, because I know this song means a lot to fans and music fans in general. And while I've heard this from a really vague perspective, I'm very, very excited to properly invest and take this one in. So let's run that back. Haunting with that static in the background, like
It starts with
One thing, I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. I designed this rhyme to explain in due time. All I know, I wasted it all just to watch you go. I kept everything inside, and even though I tried, it all fell apart. What it meant to be will eventually be a memory of a time I tried so hard and got so far. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. In spite of the way you were mocking me, acting like I was part of your property, remembering all the times you fought with me, I'm surprised it got so. Things aren't the way they were before. You wouldn't even recognize me anymore.
For all this, there's only one thing you should know. I've put my trust in you, pushed as far as I can go, but in the end, it doesn't even matter.
Man, how haunting and introspective is that piano that plays throughout. In the end, what a track. What a privilege to finally properly take that song in for what it really is, and not just hear it in the background of radio. From a surface level, that song sounds like a failed relationship of sorts, the end of a road of a relationship where someone has put in all this time and in the end it doesn't even matter. Everything that they've worked for, everything they've tried to build, it doesn't even matter. The way I took that song though was almost like someone talking to a previous version of themselves. Or it was like someone feeling like they can never get through something. It may well be mental health or depression or anxiety or some disorder or some really difficult part of their life. That's one way of looking at the song, and it's a really, really sad and dark way to look at that song. Yeah. Painfully beautiful track, that one. Different pace on this one. Oh, Ava. Oof. Damn. Man, I'm loving that record scratching on these tracks, man.
It makes me think of how you act for me. You do favors there rapidly. You just turn around and start asking me about things that you want back from me.
I wanna be in another place. I hate when you say you don't understand.
Maybe someday I'll be just like you and step on people like you do and run away all the people I thought I knew. I'm so sick of the tension, sick of the hunger, sick of you acting like I owe you this. Find another place to feed your greed while I find a place to rest.
Please hold my hand. You try to take the best of me.
Oh.
Go away. You try to take the best of me. Go away. You try to take the best of me. Go away. You try to take the best of me. Go away. You try to take the best of me. Go away.
I am so sick of the tension, sick of the hunger, sick of you acting like I owe you this. Find another place to feed your greed. Will I find a place to rest?
To be honest, so far I'm really getting this idea that it's almost like an internal wrestle. It sounds less and less like they're talking about relationships of sorts, but more an internal battle within themselves. I didn't think going into this that I was going to be getting these kind of pockets that are really reminding me of like rap flows.
Taking far from my safety.
Pictures there.
The memory won't escape me.
Why should I care? There's a place so dark you can't see the end. Skies cocked back, shocked at which can't defend. The rain then sends dripping. Acidic questions, forcefully. The power of suggestion.
From the top to the bottom.
At the top I stop.
At the core I forgot.
In the middle of my thoughts.
Taking far from my safety.
Pictures there.
The memory won't escape me.
Why should I care?
The darkness holding me tightly until the sun rises up.
Moving all around, screaming of the ups and downs. Pollution manifested in perpetual sound. The wheels go round, and the sunset creeps behind street lamps. Chain link and concrete.
In the memory you'll find me as burning up.
Damn.
Now you got me caught in the act. You bring the thought back, telling you that I see it right through you. Now you got me caught in the act. You bring the thought back, telling you that I see it right through you. Now you got me.
Interesting. Many different pockets of sounds on that track. I really enjoyed the flow on that song. It felt relatively complete to me and just a really solid track.
Folks, we have a very special guest for you tonight. I'd like to introduce...
Ooh. This sounds like a straight up like 90s beat. What the hell?
Let's try something else.
Oh my god, man. Man, the drum pad on this, man. The drum bass. Seems like a movie score of sorts. Feels like
my itch? What's your itch, man? It feels like equally dark and light. Man, mad respect to these guys. They really had a different sound than most of these tracks, you know?
I've lied to you.
I really like when he sounds like this, you know? I love when he goes into this pocket of flow.
The sacrifice of parting in the light.
Everything has to end, you'll soon find we're out of time left to watch it all unwind.
Why I play myself this way? Now I see you're testing me, pushes me away.
Everything falls apart, even the people who never frown eventually break down.
Why I never walked away? Why I play myself this way? Now I see you're testing me, pushes me away, pushes me away.
I'm starting to build together this idea of a Linkin Park sound, and yeah, and that felt like a Linkin Park song. That's like when you suddenly wake up and smell the daisies, or wake up and smell the roses, and go like, oh, what the heck am I doing? Oh, so that is the end of the album. So that's the end of the album. So Pushing Me Away was the final track. So it almost sounds like the final self-realization or the arc of kind of coming to your senses. Hybrid Theory. Firstly, Chester and the rest of the band did an incredible job on this project. It feels like it really just enriched and extended my knowledge of Linkin Park as a sound and as a band. And rest in power to Chester. I felt his emotion throughout that whole album, and that was probably the highlight for me. Was his emotion and his vulnerability on each track. Like, we're in this dark place. Like, if we can highlight One Step Closer for a start, looking at this, we're one step closer to going off the edge or hitting a brink, hitting a wall. A really bad place to find yourself. Then With You, it almost feels like it shifted, and kind of like all their hopes and joys come with this person, and they become so dependent on this person. Everything is better with you. Nothing seems like I can't. Everything runs through you when I'm with you, when I'm thinking of you. And then you're just going through these kind of ideals and like negative thoughts, and then therapeutic thoughts and moments of self-reflection through songs like Points of Authority, Crawling, and Runaway. It's almost like at the beginning of Runaway, it's almost like he starts piecing things together and going, this isn't working. Then we go into In the End, which is like a really dark point. It's almost like the lowest of lows. It's like hitting rock bottom. And sometimes when we hit rock bottom, that's when we find the most realizations and moments of clarity. We continue on, and it almost continues with A Place in My Head and Forgotten, which just continues this idea of letting go, and stepping away from it. And then Pushing Me Away almost is that final kind of ribbon on the top, where it's like not the light bulb moment, but the moment of peace with a situation. Hybrid Theory could be looked at from a relationship perspective, and many people may have connected with it from a relationship perspective, getting that realization of a toxic relationship, and understanding that in the end, it's not going to work out for both parties, and it's better that they separate. And it's almost like going through that motion of realizing and acceptance. Another way to look at it could be perhaps self-reliant on a version of themselves, and that's another way that I really enjoyed looking at this album. A negative part of their life that they had become so reliant on, this version of themselves that was so toxic, and this idea that they needed this person, this version of themselves. They needed this version of themselves to live to live. And it's almost like as they go through, like you can look at every single song on this album, and that subject matter, and apply it to that ideal as well. Hybrid Theory was quite the journey, and I'm pretty stoked. I finally sat down and listened to it. All right, take care. This is Caveman Jack, and I will see y'all in the next video. Cheers.